So it's Saturday night right now. It's like 9:15 and it's beautiful out here. Look at it. It's so peaceful and so warm as well. But I'm 19 and the most people my age are out there partying and clubbing and drinking and stuff like that, which is cool. But you know, it's absolutely fine to take a break and be a bit different and like be a bit different from the crowd. You don't always have to be a sheep. You don't always have to be like following people around. You understand? Oh, my hair's all messed up. um, but like you don't have to follow the crowd and be a sheep. Be a bit different. But I'm not saying like what I'm doing right now is better than being at the clubs. I'm not saying that because I've been to the clubs. I've done all that, and I will do it in the future as well. But it's absolutely fine to be a bit different. And like just because your mates are going to the clubs doesn't mean that you have to. You're not gonna miss out. You're not gonna miss out or anything. But it's just like you gotta you got to do this stuff for experience and just for fun and memories and all that kind of stuff. But then you've got to come to a point where you're like, okay, do I actually want to continue living like this, or do I actually want to make a difference, like in my life and change my life? And all the most successful people in the world, they would have, done some partying and drinking. Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, who's some other ones? All the big people, like all the successful people. Yeah, like they're rich now, and you think like, oh, in their childhood days, like when they were my age, they were probably like studying super hard and stuff like that. No, they weren't. They were out partying and drinking and stuff like that. But what made the difference for them and what made them separate from the crowd is simply realizing like this is not what I want to do every single day of the week or every single weekend. Like I want to actually make something of my life and actually become successful. So they had that kind of turning point, that like switch. So it's the same with you. Like you can keep doing this for the rest of your life and like just be, do like what the 99% of people do, which I'm not saying is better. I'm not saying is worse than the 1% or the most successful people, but you've got to have a point where you're like, okay, do I actually want to continue like this? Which is fine. Or do I actually want to change and like have a more, have some more impact in my life, if that kind of makes sense. Like, oh my God, those birds are so loud, bro. The heck? It's so nice just out here, just like in peace, listening to the birds. I haven't done this in a while. I should do it more. Just sitting out here and just like looking at the stars and stuff like that. And this is what it's about. Just like it's fine to be alone. It's fine to be a bit different because everyone is kind of doing what everyone else is doing and being kind of a sheep. And that's, as I said, it's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. But like there's people out there, and I know there's people watching this video, and that's why I was recommended on your homepage, and that's why you're still watching. Like, there's people out there that actually want to make a difference, and there's actually people that want to change their life and become the best version of themselves. And I'm still on my path as well. I sometimes still get into the bad habits, but I'm still striving to become the best version of myself, doing these videos, staying consistent every single day. So there is a point in your life where you say, okay, am I going to continue down that path or am I going to take a different path? And it's up to you. You're not going to get it from some motivational quote or video or anything like that. It comes from you. It comes to what you actually want in your life, and that's so, so important. So the main message of this video is, it's fine to be alone. It's fine to be different, and it's fine to kind of separate yourself from the rest. It's absolutely fine. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel like you're going to get kicked out. If anything, people are going to admire it and be proud of you and be like, oh, like, shit, like, he's actually different. I want to learn from him, or I want to speak to him, and stuff like that. And that's what's happened to me. People actually are interested in what I'm doing and proud of me. And that's cool. And I'm still invited to, gatherings and parties and going out and stuff like that. People still want to hang out with me, even though I'm a bit different. And that's cool, and vice versa. I'm happy to include people who aren't really in the same wavelengths as me, but I still like hanging out with them. So that's kind of the message. Absolutely fine to be alone, be a bit different. That's what I'm doing right now, and I'm just gonna sit out here, enjoy the peace, and just it's also good just to sit and be by yourself and just be present and away from the TikTok and the Instagram. So yeah, hope that makes sense. And